historians, or should I say, mighty historian parents. Welcome to Back to School Night 2020. I am Adam Holland, your student's modern civilizations teacher. It has been my privilege to have your students in class the last 3 weeks or so. I am very impressed with their kindness, their respect. They are hard workers, and just really thank you for that and for making it an easy transition into the school year despite the circumstances. A little bit of background on me. I'm a resident of Santa Clarita. I've been a resident since I was born. I'm a graduate of Saugus High School, a graduate of the Master's College, and have been a teacher at West Ranch High School for 14 years. And I've got to say that I have loved almost every moment at West Ranch, and I truly mean that. Not every day is perfect. It's had its bad moments, but it's had mostly its good moments, and it's just a joy to be at West Ranch, and it certainly is a joy to have your students in class. So let's take a quick journey through history and a journey of modern civilizations on this Back to School Night 2020. I start out each class with a quote of the day, and it can be a history quote, it can be a quote of wisdom or inspiration, it could be a funny quote. On a great day, it's all three. But recently we read this quote from President Roosevelt, and I thought it was a good one to share. So, Roosevelt says, "We must dare to be great, and we must realize that greatness is the fruit of toil and sacrifice and high courage." And I think it's so poignant for our students in particular as they look ahead towards college and what life might look like, and they're dreaming and they're creating goals and they're wanting things for the future, and to help them see that future, those goals are achievable, but it does require almost a soul of greatness and the willingness to put in the work and the hardship and the sacrifice and the courage to dare to be great. And I hope that's the case for them, not just this year as sophomores, not just next year as juniors, but as graduates of West Ranch High School, as graduates of college or other programs, and just they've got a great life ahead of them. And I really do hope that for all of them over the next years of their life ahead. So we started our journey through history of this semester, looking at the roots of democracy, Greece and Rome and England, and just taking out little pieces of how each area contributed to the democracy that we think of today. And we're quickly finishing up our first unit on democracy, and we're going to move towards political revolutions: the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution, and the Latin American Revolution, and looking at those. And then we're going to move into a different kind of revolution, and that's the Industrial Revolution. And then we're going to move a moment away from revolution, and we're going to look at nationalism and imperialism and how Units 1, Units 2, Units 3, and Units 4 lead us to 1914 and the start of the world's worst war up to that time, World War I. And then next semester, and hopefully I'll have your student next semester, and we'll pick up with totalitarian leaders and World War II and get as close to present day as possible. So one of the things, we're not just covering content. It's not just about, okay, let's get through the content. It's also about practice and practicing the skills that historians practice regularly, but skills that we all need. And I just want to highlight a handful of those skills that students are going to practice time after time over the course of this semester and the year ahead. So the first is looking at primary and secondary sources and learning how to evaluate those. and really to question, not to question sources to question, but to question them for understanding, and really to see which sources, which people are more legitimate than others, and their impact on history. And clearly we need that today, of learning how to evaluate different sources, especially on the internet. I also want students to develop arguments and positions and perspectives on things, but I want them to do so with evidence and facts supporting their argument. And so they will be creating evidence-based arguments, and a lot of that's going to come out naturally in peer and whole class discussions. We've already had the opportunity to do a few breakout rooms, to work with others, and as well as to work as a whole class. These would be more natural if we were in the classroom, and we're going to try and do our best on Zoom of having those discussions. And I know that some students tend to be on the shyer side or quieter side, and so we're going to do our best. And I'm still hopeful that we will be back in the classroom at some point this semester. One of the essential questions that I have for all of my history classes is, how did we get here to 2020? What is it about this event and this event and this event and this event that led us to 2020, to our present? And so I want students to make a connection between the past and the present. And there may not be a direct connection sometimes, but sometimes there's this event happened, and this event happened, and this event happened, and here we are. And so really connecting things and seeing the beauty of history, and how one time period way back when is still impacting us, or has created things that still impact us today. So it's content and skills. A couple of just kind of classroom items that I have for all students, whether we're on Zoom or in the classroom. The big one of 3 is to treat others the way they want to be treated. And I told students, you want to be treated kindly, you want to be respected, and you have to treat others that way. And so it's a great opportunity, particularly in a different situation with Zoom and being in smaller groups and larger groups, to really work and practice on treating others the way we want to be treated. And then 2 others that are just as significant are participate and contribute. Like I said, we've done small group, we've done large group, we've done individual things, and just participate, be a part of what we are doing, and contribute to the overall class, whatever it is we're talking about. And then I do hope that at the end of the day, students will understand that they get out of education what they put into it. Their education, their grade is theirs. And I want them to see that their hard work is a part of how they grow as a student and a person. So I want them to own their education, to make it theirs. And I hope that we can do that over the semester and really over the year. As we finish up, I wanted to just share with you my email, which is available on the school website. Probably the best way to communicate with me is through email. And then I wanted to share just my website. I had some fun over summer learning how to make a Google site. And it's very basic, I will say, but I just wanted to highlight a couple things. So this is the first page of it. And if you scroll down, excuse me, I've got links to the classes that I teach, so you could click there. I also have links on the side, and you just click that, and here's our page for modern civilizations. And you can click, or students can click, and access Google Classroom through period 2 or period 4. The students already have their code to get in. And I'm going to scroll down because we already saw that. And we started the semester looking at why do we study history. And we started with a video. And this was just a short little video. And we expanded that into a discussion on why we study history and the importance of history. At the bottom, you will see that I post daily the agenda for that day. So you can scroll through and see what we did on a daily basis each day. And students see a particular slide, the daily slide, before entering class. I have this up as I let them into Zoom. So they know what we're doing in class. They know the homework. And you can access this and ask your student, what is the democracy exit ticket? Tell me about it. Tell me about what you're learning. And so that's really there. It's for them to keep track, but it's also for you to take a look and see the great things that we are doing in class. So with that said, it is a joy to have you participate with your student this semester and this year. I hope this is a great year. If anything comes up, please just let me know. I'm an email away, and really know that I'm there to help your student not get through this semester, but thrive this semester. Even though we are distance learning, there are great things ahead. I really, truly believe that. So thank you. Have a good night. Bye.